Hello, everyone, and welcome back for another episode of the Outdoor Adventure Series podcast, where we celebrate individuals and families, businesses, and organizations that seek out and promote the exploration, stewardship, conservation, access, and enjoyment of the outdoors. This is Howard Fox. I am excited today to introduce you to a young lady that is ensuring the ultimate customer experience. Her name is Clementine, and while she was born and raised in San Diego, which is not a bad place to be born and raised, she currently lives in Ketchikan. So Clementine, welcome.
Thanks so much for having me.
So I have to ask, Clementine, how long have you been a part of the UnCruise Adventures family?
Well, actually, this is my first summer with UnCruise, so I'm super stoked to, be part of the family this summer, and hopefully I'll continue to work for them each summer.
That's fantastic. Now, are you in school?
No, I'm not currently in school. I graduated with an associate's in outdoor education from Prescott College in Arizona.
All right. I know where Prescott is, and I know where Arizona is. So, all right. Woo-woo for that. So I'm curious. And so you're relatively new with UnCruise. How did you find them, and why did you decide I'm going to be out there with these guys?
Yeah, so because I live in Ketchikan, we see the boats come up all the time. And so, I've always kind of known about them, and I've had some friends work for this company before, and they've told me all about it, and they're like, you would love this, you should totally do this. And so, I just applied back in the spring, and here I am.
I love it. And whilst Clementine was doing that, she gave me what's that symbol for? The shaka symbol. That I had my podcasting associate ask me, Howard, why do you do the shaka all the time? Well, because I have friends from Hawaii, and it's like you got to do it. So I'm curious now. You're relatively new with UnCruise. Is the Wilderness Discovery your first ship?
I've actually worked on a couple other boats before, so I've worked for a similar company, but not as an expedition guide, as a stew. So I was doing all the cleaning on board, and I've also worked on a couple fishing boats as well too.
And what are your responsibilities for this cruise that we're on this week?
Yeah, I have the fun job. I get to take everyone outside. So I'm an expedition guide, so I get to go kayaking and go hiking and go bushwhacking and just do all the fun stuff. So I think I definitely have the best job on board.
I love that. Now, for you to have this kind of a job where you're taking the guests out on their outdoor adventure, did you need to have some type of training or background? Is it your life experience to date that makes you qualified to do a lot of this?
Yeah, totally. So I think every guide on board has a different background. One, we all are wilderness first responders, so that's a must to be able to work here. But I've been a guide for about 5 years or so, guiding all sorts of different activities, mainly sea kayaking, but rock climbing, backpacking trips, hiking, kind of all sorts of different things. But and then my schooling too, with the outdoor education background too, maybe helps a little bit. But it's really once you have your foot in the door with guiding, you can kind of go from there and see what other opportunities are out there.
Now, I appreciate you sharing that. Now, the other day you were giving us a demonstration with your peer on kayaking. Something was said there that you're a champion kayaker. I don't know. Is that truth? Is that truth or not? Or what, should we play a game about that one?
Yeah. Well, that's up to your interpretation. So, I've done some kayak racing in the past. I might have not taken first place. Becca was exaggerating that part of the story, but I have done some kayak racing.
Excellent. One last question. So you're responsible for a lot of the adventures that we're going to be going on. What is a typical day in the life of someone like yourself on these adventures? You're taking us out for 2 to 3 hour excursions a couple times a day, but what else is going on for you here on the ship?
Yeah, I can just walk you through what a typical day looks like for me. So, we usually start about 7:30, and we release all the kayaks on the fantail. So we get that all set up, and then we have breakfast, and then we have a little guide meeting. We go over the activities for the day and what route we're going to take and just all the behind the scenes details. And then, we have breakfast. and then we take you guys out. So if I'm doing, we'll just say kayak for the day, I'm going to look at my chartlet that I'm given, and I'm going to plan my route. I'm going to look at all the conditions around me. So weather, wind, group ability, all these little minor details that do play a huge part in a 2-hour activity. But yeah, so we do that. Well, then we go have fun. We go kayak for a couple hours, or go hike, or go look at glaciers. And then we come back, and then we have some lunch usually. And then we have an afternoon activity as well. So just pretty much the same thing. And then in the evening, it's just cleaning up, prepping for the next day. And then usually I'm off by 7:30. And then sometimes the guides will do presentations on board too after dinner. So tomorrow I'll be giving a presentation. So I'll probably be up until like 8:30. And then hopefully I get to go to bed by 10 o'clock.
Very nice. Now, are you at liberty to give us a hint of what this presentation is, or is it a surprise?
Oh, yes, I can share. It's all about hatcheries, so salmon hatcheries in Southeast Alaska. So I used to work in hatcheries this past winter, so I just kind of share my story and talk all about it.
Fantastic. Well, Clementine, I appreciate you taking the time and joining us here on the Outdoor Adventure Series. For our guest, we are literally sitting on this is the level 4, this is the 400
Deck.
400 deck. There's only a couple decks here. I should be getting this by now. This is where we do our morning yoga, which thank God, because that helped me get through kayaking yesterday. But Clementine was gracious enough to instruct us with her here to how to get into and out of a kayak. That came in very handy for me. Not so handy on the skiff, I might add, because I ended up doing my first polar plunge. But I really appreciate Clementine sharing a little bit about her life and her day in the life here on the Wilderness Discoverer, and just they're glad she's here and working with UnCruise Adventures, and she's a phenomenal member of the team. She always has a smile and great energy, and that makes the day go by much faster. Now, Clementine, before I let you go, if you could leave all the guests here with your kind of like your insight to go from being out here as an adventurer, being familiar with Alaska and life out here, and I've got a bunch of folks coming in from all over the country, North America, South America, Australia. What insight would you like to leave for them?
Protect it. Protect the environment. That's my big one. This is all disappearing on us, so we got to protect it and save it. I think that.
Excellent. Well, again, Clementine, thank you so much for joining us today, and I look forward to more adventures in the next coming days with you, and also to interview some more of your peers here on the Wilderness Discoverer. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, folks, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, go out there, have a phenomenal day, and we will look forward to having you join us on a future episode of the Outdoor Adventure Series podcast. Take care now. To learn more about UnCruise Adventures, visit their website at uncruise.com. You can also learn more on their social sites, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. If you enjoy podcasts devoted to outdoor adventure, find us online at outdooradventureseries.com. And remember, we welcome likes, comments, and sharing. You can also find us on our Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube pages by searching for Outdoor Adventure Series. And you can also find us on all of the leading podcast platforms. All the links that we mentioned just now can be found in our show notes for this episode. Take care, and until next time, we look forward to having you join us for a new episode of the Outdoor Adventure Series podcast.